Guess what, everyone?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Step into the war zone!
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 Friday night war zone!
Friday night war zone!
Hey yo, it's Phil Flames, I'm with Mike on the mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone, watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show, straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop, Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio, coming to your locale. Got into the third round, better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone.
Step into the war zone!
Step into the war zone.
Step into the war zone!
Step into the war zone.
Step into the war zone!
Friday night war zone.
Friday night war zone!
Step into the war zone.
Step into the war zone!
Step into the war zone.
Step into the war zone!
Step into the war zone.
Step into the war zone!
Friday night war zone.
Friday night war zone!
Welcome to the 5th episode of Friday Night Wars. And there is a new champ in town. And I'll give you a hint. He's the guy in purple. He's the guy with two thumbs, and they're pointing at him. It is Mike on the mic. So put 60 seconds on my clock for my victory speech. I saw you rallying the troops, Joe. The Mama Bear Book Club. The Fun with Morley's YouTube account. That shouldn't count, by the way. Someone even commented that you paid them off to vote for you. We need to investigate that. Everyone needs to go look into that, talk to that person. Because if Joe's paying people to vote for him, that's not allowed. All that just to beat little old Mike on the mic. But what you failed to realize, Joe, is that a drop of a hat, you will feel the wrath of the millions and millions of the Mike's fans. We have been going easy on you to this point, letting you win. And I'm here to say it. Your time in the sun is up. And Friday Night Wars is better off because of it. What was it that you said last week? And I'll remind everyone. I got the quote pulled up. You said, Mike, I don't know what world you think you could beat me in. This world, Joe. This is the world that I did beat you in.
That's it. That's all you had. Like, you had all this time to prep and to come back at me hard. And I've talked to many people, and I congratulations on your win, because it's probably one of the rare wins that you probably get. But everybody felt bad that I messed up myself because I said Happy Veterans Day, and I gave you the props for that, and people wanted to give you that pity, and they wanted to thank you for your service. So this is the one thing you get. Thank you for your service. Here's your win. Now get ready to get your.
I can bleep it out. Joe. That score is 2-2. You're talking like you're up by. You sound like Richard Sherman after a loss. You're talking like you're up by 5 points. We are tied, my man. We are tied.
I want to be like Bart Scott right now, getting ready for this episode. Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, let's get into it then. Let's go to war.
All right, gentlemen, question number 1. Are the Nets championship bound with KD, Kyrie, and Harden?
If you think the Brooklyn Nets are a championship team with James Harden, give me a hell yeah. Hell yeah. 100%. Yes. In the East, you think that this team won't run the table? Everyone is freaking out that they won't work well together, being with so many stars on one team. Remind me, everyone, jog my memory. Did Kyrie win a championship with LeBron James and that star-studded team? Did Kevin Durant win a championship with Steph Curry and that star-studded team? Okay, these guys know how to win with other stars. That isn't the issue here. That isn't a issue here. The issue really is here, what are the Nets going to have to give up to get James Harden? Because it's going to be just about the entire team minus KD and Kyrie. It will be no different with James Harden than the other teams they won championships with. We are talking about having possibly the two best pure scorers in the league on the same team with maybe the best pure scoring point guard in the league as well. That is absolutely ridiculous. It may take a season to click. We saw that happen with the Heat's big three. We may see it here again. But the East is, say it with me, SAWFT soft. But there isn't a team that can beat the Brooklyn Nets with Harden. At the same time, I think the Nets without Harden are the best team in the East right now. So, of course, they'd be a championship team with James Harden.
All right, Mike, if James Harden gets his wish and he goes to Brooklyn, are the Nets going to win a title over there? Let me think about it. Hell to the no, no. Come on, Mike, sing with me. Hell to the no, no. We've seen big threes. We've seen them work. Right here, this isn't a winning combination. I'll tell you that right now. And the argument can be made that Durant is probably one of the best, if not the best player in the NBA when he's completely healthy. But Kyrie Irving couldn't work it out. You said he won his championship in the Cavs, but he couldn't work it out. There's a reason why he didn't stay together right there, right? He left. These three guys all want to be the superstar. The moment something goes wrong, Irving or Harden will speak out, and something that they say will start the fireworks show, right? Steve Nash will get walked all over because they might respect him as a person. They might respect him as the player, but as a coach, he's not going to get that respect. It's all about too much ego in one space to be able to succeed. And I would love to see the three go together. I would love to see them all put together because you know me, Mike, I love drama, and there'll be a lot of drama over there.
Oh, yeah. I know you love drama. Speaking of drama, you just lost a weekly vote by saying that. I hope you realize you just lost Renee RC's weekly Joe Morley vote. And there's no recovering at this point. You talked bad about his Nets. Basically, it goes talk bad about the Patriots, which is what I did, which is why I lost his vote in the first place. Now you just talk bad about the Nets. I get his vote back. So thank you for that, Joe. And what you're saying about them not working together, I disagree. I think Kevin Durant and James Harden will work together more than Kyrie and Kevin Durant. But I think that Kyrie is going to understand that he cannot cause drama in this locker room. Because if he does, you know who the first to go is going to be? I'll tell you who it ain't going to be. It ain't going to be Kevin Durant. It ain't going to be James Harden. It's going to be Kyrie. And while those dudes are winning championships, because I think without Kyrie, if they traded Kyrie for James Harden, I think that they would be better off with James Harden and KD. And I think they still will be a championship contender without Kyrie. They don't need Kyrie to be a championship contender. That's how good the Brooklyn Nets are. And actually, trading Kyrie might be the move because they won't have to trade the entire youth of the team. Because I don't know if people remember, but the Nets snuck into the playoffs last year without KD and Kyrie. And they shocked a lot of people. They got swept in the first round. But just getting to the playoffs was a big deal with a team of people that nobody really knew about. They knew they were young, they were up and coming, but they didn't know they were going to blow up the way they did. You definitely don't think the 4 months you get off for the COVID break was going to turn these guys into the star players they became. But LeVert, Allen, Dinwiddie, these guys can ball. So you might be better off just trading Kyrie and some picks for Harden than all of this young talent. And you're probably still the best team in the East because – don't get me wrong, the Bucks did great by picking up the guys that they've picked up over the last couple of days, but it isn't insane. Drew Holiday's good, but he ain't going to flip the script if the Nets come out with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. Jesus.
I think we're wasting our breath anyways talking about it because I don't think he ends up in Brooklyn. It's a great storyline to talk about. Anytime you can get a big three together, it's good to talk about. But more than likely, don't you think he'll rather see him in Philly?
He put a list out and he had Philly at 2, so he still could go to Philly
because Philly's gonna have to make the decision. Do they want to get James Harden and make him happy, or do they want to ride it and still go with Joel Embiid and be like, oh, let's try to make him happy? Because at one point that's gonna be the guy that you're gonna have to make happy, and I think you just swap him.
Yeah, I don't know if the Sixers would trade Embiid in that trade, though. I think Embiid would be his own separate trade for picks and a bunch of future talent. I think the Nets make the most sense because, one, Harden already said that's where he wants to go. And when a player says that's where he wants to go, that team trading for him has all the leverage in those negotiations because I guarantee you Harden's such a superstar. He has a no-trade clause in that contract. So if they try and trade him to the Charlotte Hornets, he's just going to say no. So the Nets know that when they're negotiating. I've heard rumors that they are willing to trade all 3 of their young stars or young future stars for James Harden and picks for James Harden. That's hard to turn down. LeVert can be a star of his own on a team. Allen can be a star of his own on a team. And Dinwiddie is a very good 6-man / just a very good distributor of the ball. So this is the most good I've said about the Nets in my entire life. But I think they could do it. I really do.
All this talking for one vote, for Renee to come on over. He don't like you. He just doesn't like you. He goes to me because I'm a well-liked person. People like my personality. They like it. They know I'm not a great person. They know I'm mean, but they still like it. I still attract them to me. It's not that I talk bad about their team. They want to personally vote for me, and that's what it is. They look at this. I just bring people in. I'm a big guy, and people are just attracted to this. Big guys are in right now. It's wintertime. Big guys are in.
Yeah, if you guys want to go and cuddle with Joe Morley, go ahead and vote for him. But you know who won this round. So go ahead, leave a comment. Who won this round? Make a note, whatever you want to do for the end of the show. However you do it, just leave a vote because I know that I won this round. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, gentlemen, question number 2. Who is your Super Bowl favorite?
Super Bowl? We're talking about the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl? We're not even got to the playoffs yet. We're not even in the playoffs yet. And we want to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. Right now, I think the NFL's up for grabs. Every Sunday, we see a team that we thought were on their way for a big run get knocked off, right? We've seen the Packers get blown out by the Bucs. Then the Bucs get blown out by the Saints. It seems like this year, everybody has a chance more than in the past couple of years, right? I feel that way. I get that the favorites would be probably the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people want to jump on the Kansas City bandwagon, and that's probably the easy route to take, right? But I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. Laugh all you want, but right now, I think they are trending in the right direction. They have some big wins this season, and people will say Murray's going to get shut down like Lamar Jackson has in the playoffs in the past. And on that one, I'm going to have to say, because Lamar Jackson didn't have weapons that Murray has with Christian Kirk and DeAndre Hopkins. These are great weapons, and they don't allow you to stack up against Murray like they do in Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Drake and Edmonds are just good enough in the running game to get it done, and they don't have a shutdown defense, but their defense steps up when it needs to. They step up when they need to. The offense is designed to wear you out for 4 quarters, and I'm starting to believe in the Cardinals. And I can see it now. Larry Fitzgerald holding the trophy, crying.
Joe, if taking the easy way out gives me the win, if taking the easy way out makes me correct, then I will do it 10 out of 10 times. And I'm sorry, y'all. I got to play the bad guy at Friday Night Wars once again. I'm taking the Chiefs as the Super Bowl favorites right now at this moment. Patrick Mahomes is playing at an unreal level. 25 touchdowns to 1 interception. Everyone needs to realize that is historically good. And as I said in the beginning of the season, as long as this team even just has an average defense, middle-of-the-pack defense with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they will be Super Bowl contenders. Now add Tyreek Hill, add Travis Kelce, add Sammy Watkins, add CEH, Le'Veon Bell. Now you're Super Bowl favorites. You're not just Super Bowl contenders. They aren't just winning either. 6 out of the 8 wins they've had this season have been blowouts. The one loss was to a division opponent. That happens. That happens to every team. Every good team loses to a division opponent during the season. Go look up how many teams went undefeated and won a Super Bowl. There's only been 1. The Steelers are the only real threat to the Chiefs, in my opinion. And even at undefeated, there are some glaring holes on that Steelers offense that a lot of people are just giving them a pass for because of the defense, but I'm not here to give any passes. The Chiefs showed last season that you can never count them out, even when they're down, and just dominated. And I think we've forgotten how good they are, especially with the bye week that just happened. Everyone's talking about the Steelers. Everyone's talking about the Saints. Everyone's talking about the Packers. And then the Chiefs are going to come in and dominate again. They are my favorites. They should be your favorites.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
Who did the Chiefs lose to? I can't remember.
Everyone gets a fluke win once in a while. They almost lost to the Chargers, too.
No. But can you just say the team that they lost to? Because
They lost to the Las Vegas Raiders, a team that on my personal podcast, if you want to go check it out, Joe, I don't know if you ever listened to it or not. It has some value. It might help you out with these debates. You can come on here and say some knowledgeable things. But I have been saying that the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. So I've given you your props. You don't need to come on here.
Look.
Keep making me say it.
Let me get like millions of votes right now. Watch this.
Oh! These are
Shoot them.
These are noise canceling headphones.
That's like millions and millions of votes right there from the Raider Nation. You guys already know what's up, Raider Nation.
My ears are bleeding in here.
Hey,
that's the most disgusting thing.
I mean, when you go to a Charger game or you're a Charger fan, you're used to like 3 other people cheering, and you don't get the passion and the yelling and stuff like that from Raider fans. So when you pick a team like the Chiefs and you take the easy way out, that shows what kind of person you are. You're not. That shows that people. Why would people want to vote for somebody who takes the easy way out every time? Right here, me personally, Joe Morley, always giving you the hot takes with the Arizona Cardinals. People like that. People like the hot takes, that I'm taking that risk. I'm showing that I'm living on the edge. I don't take the easy way, safe roads. I go that rough road.
Would you rather give a hot take and be wrong or take the easy way and be right?
I'll give that hot take all day.
I like it, Joe. I like it. And actually, if you're going to pick any team other than the Chiefs, the Arizona Cardinals are a great team. They have young stars, but it's going to be really awkward when this drops on a Friday night. And I don't think you realize this, but tomorrow night is Thursday night. And the Cardinals play on Thursday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks. I know the Seattle Seahawks have been cold, but you just jinxed them. They're going to lose to the Seahawks.
No.
you just jinxed them, and just for that fact that they lose on Thursday night and you come out with a Super Bowl prediction on Friday night, you just lost this round as well.
If they lose, if we're already talking in past tense and they lost on Thursday night, it still doesn't affect what I think of this team. Losing to Seattle is not a big deal to me because Seattle is still a 6-3 team, still a good team. It's a learning experience for them to get better. I'm not saying that they're a complete team at the moment, but I could see them moving their way. We're talking about a Super Bowl that's still 2 months away, 3 months away, still a lot of games to go and still a lot of growth. But I'm looking at a team that's growing every single week, getting better. Even in their losses, they're learning, and they're taking some tough losses and they're learning from it. And every moment that they're moving forward is good for this team. And you see it, and then they're stepping up, and they lost what, Chandler Jones on the defense, and they're still doing enough to win games. They're still doing enough, and I like them. I like the Cardinals.
I mean, I like that take that you just said. I don't like the Cardinals with Super Bowl. The Chiefs are obviously more of a favorite, which is what this category is about, to win the Super Bowl. But I like that take. I like the Cardinals this year. They were my dark horse team to improve substantially. I did not expect them to improve this much. I expect them to be around 9-7 or so, but it's looking like they're probably going to have 10 or 11 wins at the minimum. They honestly, depending on how they play against Seattle, if they beat Seattle tomorrow, well, we're looking at them possibly winning the division, which is insane to think about if you go back and look at the beginning of the season and how hot the Seahawks started. So I like the hot take. It's just the wrong take. And obviously the Chiefs are the favorites. So people are going to vote for me.
Hey, what if an Arizona, Kansas City Super Bowl, Mahomes versus Murray?
It would be fun. It would be fun.
That right there. So it would sell some ratings. I mean,
would
the Super Bowl doesn't. You don't need to sell some ratings for the Super Bowl, but I turned in just to watch them. But I think look, at one point the Chiefs were where the Cardinals were. Mm-hmm. They were right there. Patrick Mahomes was the same way that Kyle Murray was. At what point do they take the step that the Chiefs took? It's going to happen. It's eventually going to happen. They're moving that direction.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, guys. It looks like this round is a real hot one. So let me know what you guys think and who won this thing. Let's move on to the final round of the night, and I think I'm going to get this last one too.
All right, gentlemen, question number 3. How much does losing Drew Brees hurt the New Orleans Saints?
Whew. first off, a bunch of hot topics this week, Joe, and it's been a great time. And here comes another hot take incoming from the boys. Are they completely done? No, I wouldn't just completely write them off. Remember what this defense has done to great offenses like Tampa Bay. They played 2 games, 23 points in the first matchup, and 3 points allowed in the second matchup. They picked off Brady 5 times in those 2 games. It's Tom Brady. You see what Tom Brady's doing to every other team in the league, but for some reason, the Saints defense has his number. If that defense shows up, I don't care who the quarterback is. It could be Jameis Winston. It could be piggy bank picks. The Saints are still going to win that game if the defense only allows 3 points. And by the way, Piggy throws a lot of picks. He throws a lot of picks. And I'm not talking about fantasy picks. I'm talking about passes to the wrong team. I wouldn't recommend signing him if I was the NFL football team. But moral of the story is this is still a great team. They're going to lean on their stars a little bit more. You're going to see Taysom Hill get more action. You're going to see Michael Thomas get some more action. And my favorite, you're going to see Alvin Kamara get a lot more action. Jameis wasn't this completely trash quarterback. We're forgetting about that. He was a young guy trying to get it going in a Bruce Arians high-flying, tough offense, and it just wasn't working for him, and it wasn't always working. We forget that along with his 30 interceptions, he also threw for 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. So he's very capable of keeping this team afloat until Drew Brees can get back. All in all, still a very good football team while they wait for Brees to come back, and I think they'll maintain their status amongst the best in the NFL.
All right, Mike. I know we have a lot of Saint followers down here, and I might make them mad, but it's tough to it's tough. It's tough to rule the Saints out at any point because I like Sean Payton. But all year it seems like we've been finding a reason to try to discount the Saints. Everybody's trying to discount the Saints all year. I know that Drew Brees has been struggling all season, or at least by the looks, not by the numbers, but he's been struggling, right? I think where it hurts the Saints with Drew Brees not being there is the leadership that he brings to the team. At this point in his career, Drew Brees is like an extra coach on the field. He's able to audible out of situations, which I don't know if Hill or Winston will be able to do that. Hill and Winston will make mistakes. They will make mistakes. There's no doubt about that. And you got to wonder how many mistakes the defense can pull them out of. How many of these mistakes the defense are able to mitigate and hold down the other team, right? If Drew Brees is out for more than 3 games, they should, for less than 3 games or less, they should be all right. But if they want a shot to advancing in the playoffs and possibly winning the Super Bowl this year, they need Drew Brees back and they need him healthy, or they will finish just like they have the last couple seasons, right at home, watching the Super Bowl on their couch.
It's tough. And we talked about Super Bowl in this episode, the last topic, talking about Larry Fitzgerald getting a Super Bowl. There's so many guys like that I just want to see win either one more or win a Super Bowl. I want to see Aaron Rodgers win one more in Green Bay. I want to see Drew Brees win one more in New Orleans. I want to see Tom Brady win one more. But there's not enough room, and there's not enough time for them all to do it. So, yeah, this is it right now for the Saints. This is it for these teams with these veteran quarterbacks. It's a little scary.
I'm not discounting the Saints' talent at all. I think they have a great team. And like you talking about it, their defense is growing better and better each week, which might make Dennis Allen a head coach candidate, at the end of this year. I just think if they want to win this year, at some point, Drew Brees is going to leave the Saints.
Yep.
You don't want it to leave earlier than they originally planned. And I just think they weren't ready for it yet. And they planned the Super Bowl run with Drew Brees this last time. Let's get it done. Let's do it. And I think that's what's kind of going to hurt them. It's nothing against the talent. I just think they weren't ready for it. And they don't have like when you're going to make a quarterback change, you get ready for it. Every team plans for it. You plan around that new quarterback. They don't have that right now, and it might hurt them a little bit. But I think we're just talking because I think Drew Brees will be back. I think he's ready. I think he's fighting to come back. He wants to come back.
Joe, first off, I apologize for my dog barking in the background. You know how dogs are. You can't really control them to a T, and they like to bark at the worst possible times. But, yeah, I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying about the Saints. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're Super Bowl going to the Super Bowl with Jameis Winston. I just think they could stay afloat with Jameis Winston. And I think that we kind of almost agree on this topic a little bit more than disagree. But our arguments have to be posed against each other, which is always fun. So it's tough. It's a tough situation for the Saints right now.
Yeah, it's tough. And we have a follower, Brian Bolstered Up Sports. He is a big Tom Brady lover. And there will be nothing better than to see Jameson Winston win a Super Bowl, or even him, Winston, knocking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers out of the playoffs. Like, that would be so awesome to see. Like, I think even as a sports fan, even as an NFL fan, you kind of want to root for Winston, right? Because Winston kind of got a bad rap. Like, he was a good quarterback. Like, he's not a horrible quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback, but he's good enough. He's good enough to be there. And they kind of put Bruce Arians kind of threw him under the bus, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers threw him under the bus and made it out to be like he's the worst quarterback ever. Like, he didn't do anything else. All our problems was Winston. And I hope he rectifies his career and he goes in the right direction. And Sean Payton brought him in for a reason. Sean Payton brought him to the Saints for a reason. He brought Winston in, and it's not because he goes, I want to bring this crappy quarterback in. No, because he saw the potential he has. He knows that 30 interceptions was horrible, but he knows it's not all on him. He knows that he could possibly change him, and he's not going to throw him out there and go, here, go do what you did in Tampa Bay. Hey, you got to think, when a quarterback throws 30 interceptions, is that all on the quarterback? Or you got to look at the coach sometimes and be like, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah. And, and it happens to every quarterback, right? Patrick Mahomes is one interception. I saw it because it happened against the Chargers. It was a receiver that just tipped the ball up and got picked off. Patrick Mahomes could be at 25 touchdowns, 0 interceptions right now. And I'm sure a lot of that happened to Winston that year. And a lot of it was his fault too, and a lot of it was the coach's fault. There's a lot of reasons that it came together. But the thing is that Jameis Winston has something that most quarterbacks don't have. He has the unteachables. He has a rocket of an arm. He seems to have a very good sense in the pocket and when to get out. He has all the things that you really can't coach a person. They either have it or they don't. The part that he struggles at, you can coach. And a guy like Sean Payton can fix it. And you notice what backup quarterbacks have done recently behind Sean Payton. They've grown. They've improved. I'm talking about Teddy Bridgewater. Everyone knows that. I'm talking about Taysom Hill. Everyone knows that. These guys have improved into better football players and better quarterbacks. And I don't expect any different from Jameis Winston. I think he's going to be fine. I think they're going to have a winning record with him still.
Yep. I think it's kind of a topic that we agree and disagree on, but it's right there. I think we're both in the same category. We're trying not to discount the Saints at the same time as we want to wait and see on them, basically.
Yeah. So, guys, good luck voting. I guess the other 2 rounds are going to decide this one. And it looks like Mike on the mic is taking it again. Let's go.
Hey, Mike, you said earlier that Fun with the Morleys account doesn't count. So I want you to know that is my son that votes on there, my little son, my little boy. So if you want to win his vote this week, you better apologize.
I'm sorry, Mini Joe. This is Big Joe Moore, Mini Joe Moore. I'm sorry for discounting your vote. I have bad news, though, for you, kiddo. Even with your vote, your dad still lost.
Hey, he's 7. He's going to hold that grudge. He's going to hold that grudge.
Oh, yeah, I'll never get his vote now.
And he's smart because he already knows it's Joe beats Mike every week. He already knows.
Put it on the board. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Friday Night Wars. I had a lot of fun chatting with Joe. Usually I don't. Usually I hate it. Usually it's like torture. They paired me up with this guy because he had no other home to go to. But this week I had a good time. I actually had a good time. You have a good time, Joe?
I had a great time, except that, you dressed up like, what would The Rock say? A Fruity Pebble? You dressed up like a Fruity Pebble this week?
That's what I was going for because I was trying to give the champ is here vibes. You know what I'm saying? And some of you might understand it.
Yeah. I mean, you bask in this. Go ahead, take a bath in this glory that you had of one time. But my run is coming. My run of consecutive streaks is about to begin.
I'm gonna enjoy this week. I'm gonna go out and celebrate. Well, actually, we're gonna celebrate for 24 hours. I'm a former football player. I know how to do this. Celebrate for 24 hours. For those of you that have been to Japan in the haunch, for those of you that have been to Los Angeles and Hollywood, celebrate for 24 hours, and then we're back on the grind, ready to win next week.
There we go. Good attitude. Not sure if it's going to work, but great attitude.
It'll work. It'll work. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out the Instagram page at Friday Night Wars. I am so sorry. We are working on a plan of how we're going to post stuff on that page. Kind of want to just put clips from the show. At the same time, I want to count votes over there also. So still trying to figure it out. But definitely head over to Instagram. Just type in Friday Night Wars, and it'll come up. You'll see our logo and everything. You can't miss it. You got one pretty guy, and you got one ugly guy on there and just click follow, because we're obviously going to produce great content no matter where we are. If you want to see individual content, we post daily, multiple times a day. Honestly, I think we both post multiple times a day, Joe, on our personal Instagram pages. So I am at Mike on the Mike Pod, and Joe Morley is at Joe Morley Sports. And if you want to check out our network page, it is at The Ryan Show Sports. So there's all the Instagram pages in the world. You have 10 options. Go find one. Follow one. Message me. Message Joe. We love interacting with people. That's kind of why we do this, just to interact with people and talk sports. It's our passion. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. You want to do it, Joe? You want to do it this week?
Because every Friday night, what is it? I don't want to take your line.
Come on.
Take it. I would love to take it, but you sound so good when you say it, and I just sit here and I watch it and I admire. It's like the only time that I actually think that you look good and of actually saying something. But okay, I think it goes something like this. I'm going to try to copy Mike here and get it out there. But every Friday night, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how it goes.
You don't know what's going on at all, do you? Have you been on this show for the last month?
I've been here, but it's like every time you talk, I'm like, ugh. It's like, ugh.
All right. Well, hit the TVO button. Hit the TiVo button. Hit the record button. Whatever you got to do. Go into the mirror this week. Practice saying this, okay? So that way next week you can close the show out and get that extra adrenaline boost that I get every time I do it.
I'm busy. I got stuff going on.
All right. We're done here. This is devolving. This is going a completely different direction, because you never know when you're talking about sports or in a sports debate when you're going to need to go to war.
See, that's perfect.
What is up, everyone? Mike on the mic here. I am glad you enjoyed the show. I am glad you made it to this point. Before you go anywhere, take 1 second to hit the like. Drop a comment who won this battle. Obviously, it was me, but if you think Joe won, I won't hold it against you for too long. Actually, yeah, I will hold it against you. So go ahead and drop a comment for me that I won this. But anyways, stop, drop a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the most important one, hit that notification bell, because it will notify you every time we drop brand new episodes. If you're craving more content, check out our other social media pages. You can follow me at Mike on the Mike Pod on Instagram. You can follow Joe Morley at Joe Morley Sports on Instagram, and you can follow the show at Friday Night Wars on Instagram as well. Thank you to our network, The Ryan Show Sports. You can go check them out. It's a network that we work with, and that helps us to produce and air this show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I cannot wait to see you next week on the 7th episode of Friday Night War.